All right. Yeah, we are live. Why are you so happy right now, Jason?
What did I sign up for?
Isn't that interesting? You don't even know. Guys, welcome to the first ever Landscape Lighting Live. And the cool thing is no one even knows what's going on, including myself. So you guys remember seeing the show Seinfeld? I mean, what a successful show, and it's a show about nothing. Imagine if we do that, a show about nothing, but we're on Facebook and YouTube. But it's not about nothing. It's about landscape lighting. So what's cool is, like, you guys don't even know what we're going to do. And really what I got planned is I've got something really special planned. And we're going to do that in a minute because I want more people to jump on. And there's, I think, maybe one or two more guests going to jump on. But really what I wanted to do was, all the stuff that I do is pretty intense, in your face, just like blah, 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 do this, do that, business this, business that. And I kind of was like, you know what, we need to chill a little bit. And there's a lot of cool people in the landscape lighting community. There's a lot of questions that are coming up in Facebook groups. There's a lot of just, I don't know. I felt like it was a good thing to do, like about once a month, and just get on here and have different people on, different guests, and allow people to ask questions and interact with other lighting guys. Because like I said, the stuff that I'm doing is, I love it, but it's like, okay, this is like a little too intense. Must sell more, must make more money, yada, yada, yada. So I'm glad you guys joined me. Thanks for being on here.
Is this on a YouTube or on a Facebook?
It's both.
Oh, okay.
Yep. We're on, and I don't know if do you guys see any place where you can share on your pages or tag people or anything like that?
No.
I don't think. You might have to go to a separate, like your phone or something like that if you want to.
Zuzak wants to know how he can roll this through Grindr.
What's Grindr?
What is Grindr?
That's a good answer.
That's a great answer.
What is
I thought that was one of Zuzak's like live channels or something. But
can you tag us in it and it would just automatically share?
Hey, what's up, Bill? Let me see.
Are you in a cave, Michael?
Yeah, it's my office. Truck is the only peace I'll have, and peace and quiet I'll have.
I like the mystery that's surrounding you right now.
There's possibly somebody behind me here. I don't know.
Dramatic uplighting.
It is. No, it's downlighting. It's actually downlighting here. Moonlighting. Got the moonlighting effect.
Yeah, I see the shadow on your face.
Yeah. I'm using whack, by the way.
I like it. You adjust the luminosity.
I was gonna say, can you pump up the lumens a little bit? Maybe just that beam spread, Ted.
Yeah, I could put some frosted. I put a frosted lens on it right now. See, there we go.
Okay, I'm tagging you guys right now. If you want.
When you put that frosted lens on, is that when the music changed?
I might have those type of powers.
Yeah, we coordinated.
Whatever, while Lee's doing his thing, whatever happened to the TikTok ban? I remember downloading TikTok because it was supposed to be banned the next day. And I assume nothing ever happened with that, so everyone's just using TikTok again.
Was that? I don't know. I haven't seen been banned. I don't know. I didn't see anything about that.
No, there was. Yeah.
Our leader, President Biden, has worked to reverse that ban, which never was enforced.
They just banned Trump, and then they're like, okay, that's good enough.
Yeah.
What's up, Tommy Heron? All right, so we're gonna wait a couple minutes. I've got, like I said, a surprise for you, but I don't want to keep Ryan J so too long because he's already looked real crabby.
I do want to know what the surprise is. I got 7.5 more minutes that I'll stick around for it, but the geek is on. I want to talk Geek Buckets. Where's his face? I can't see it. If I can't see you, I don't trust you're here.
Well, he's not on the panel of broadcasters right now.
Is he on your cell phone? You just talking to him on the cell, or is he on? Is he jumping in on?
He's right
Facebook? There it is.
Okay,
there's something. At least I see a face.
All right, what do you got? What do you got for Tommy?
I'm glad someone else is in here with the same hairline as me.
I'm jealous of the beard. I wish I could have some facial hair, man. It sucks.
Just get some glue, and then you just get some hair and you just throw it.
I've tried it.
Oh,
I'm
look,
jealous of the vote.
another surprise guest here, Darren Selking. What's up?
What's up?
What's up, Darren? Speaking of hair, of course, Darren jumps on.
Look how cool he looks. He's got the frosted tips going.
What are you doing to me, man? Is this
Okay, what's up, Mike Long? Mike, by the way, guys, Mike is coming on Turf's Up Radio with me tomorrow, so super excited about that.
Nice.
Okay, so are you guys ready?
From 500.
Hey, you want to do a new intro for me, Chris?
Yeah.
Yeah?
For Turf's Up Radio.
Yeah, sure. For whatever. For this. Landscape Lighting Live. All right.
Ladies and gentlemen.
안녕하세요.
No, that's not it. There we go. All right. So I know Ryan's going to start. Well, he's just going to leave, which
yeah?
rude.
I already left 3 minutes ago.
Okay. We're going to do a this is meant to be entertaining and educational. So I'm going to do the introduction and then I'll tell you the rules. Okay? Hold on.
Oh,
Hang tight, ladies.
shit.
From the Landscape Lighting Secret Studio in Lehi, Utah. And now, here's your host, Ryan Lee.
Thank you. Oh, thank you, Thursday. Hold the applause. Oh, man, thank you. You guys are great. Wonderful. All right, so in case you missed it, it's The Light is Right, and you guys are the contestants. So here's how this is going to work. You guys are going to, and by the way, if you guys are watching this live, I apologize because Ryan's going to just have a bad attitude the whole time. But if you're watching live and you have questions for anyone and there's a particular topic you want to discuss, that's fine. Put it in the top, play it, we'll talk about it. But, whoa, easy there, pal. But for The Light is Right game show, how this works is I will randomly pick you. You will pick a random number between 1 and 14, and I will ask the question. Now, if you answer the question, well, in order to get the question right, like you might think you have the right answer, but if it doesn't match my answer, then it's wrong because I did the show. Because I want to make sure that the answer is correct. So if you get the answer right, you get 100 lumens, and if you get it wrong, then you don't get any lumens. So keep track of your lumens, guys. And we'll see who has the most lumens at the end of the show. All right. So who's ready to go first? Who wants to go first here?
Me.
Who's me?
Me. Chris.
All right, Chris. Pick a number between. I've got 14 questions, so you can just pick one. Which one do you want? Number 7. All right. Number 7. I'm going to read the question, and then I'll give you a little bit to think about it. So, number 7. True or false? When calculating the size of a transformer needed for a project, you multiply the number of light fixtures by their wattage. True or false?
Are you saying you only do that?
You multiply the number of light fixtures by their wattage to determine the total amount needed for the size of a transformer.
I'll say false.
Hey, you got it. Who else agrees with him? Is that true or false? Yeah, I think it's false. The reason I put false is because you got to times it by the VA. Yep. So if you got a 5-watt light, it's usually, I can't remember the exact numbers, but a 5-watt light's usually like a 7-watt or 6.5, something like that. So if you go off a wattage, and calculate it, you could get yourself in trouble later on when you start adding lights and stuff.
Yeah, I think VA is something that guys miss a lot. Just people don't think about VA; they don't understand it. Plus, most guys overload transformers. I mean, you're really only supposed. Some say you can go up to 100%, but you're really only supposed to load it about 80% of the max.
Yep.
Yeah.
Point.
I don't know how accurate this is. Someone told me like for spots, integrated spots, it was like 9 on the line. So just make that easy. Just say 9 on the line. I don't know.
Well, you can put together on one run.
Yeah.
Would depend on VA.
Mike, don't talk to that person again.
All right.
It sounds cool, but I don't know that it's right.
Yeah, I don't know. Either. Just
If it rhymes, it's all good.
Yeah, as long as it rhymes, it's good. But no, I don't know. It depends on the VA, and it depends on how many really amps you're going to have on it. So, because if you got a bunch of little 1 waters, then you can.
Yeah.
More, you know.
No, I got
Yeah.
that. I get that.
VA people, whoever's listening, VA. If you don't know it, learn it.
VA. All right. So let's see. We're gonna go to who's going next? Jaso, you're up, I think.
Okay, bud.
Which number for you?
14. Let's max it out.
Man, that's a hard one.
Crap.
Okay, and I told you if it doesn't match my answer, you're wrong. Sorry. And I don't even know the answer to some of these. I'm not saying this is one that I don't know the answer. But what's fun, the reason I put some of these is because some guys know the answers and don't, like, they disregard the rule and everything. So, all right, number 14. What is the minimum depth for direct barrier bury wire under a walkway?
Ooh, under a walkway.
Minimum depth for direct bury wire under a walkway.
Sounds pretty good.
Honestly, I didn't think it was any different than just standard. So I think it's 6 inches. But I'm going to guess that I'm wrong. I'm saying 6 inches because I don't know the answer under a walkway.
You also didn't clarify 120 or 12 volt.
He didn't. Yeah, that wasn't fair.
12
In a
volt.
conduit or not in
There
a
you
conduit?
No conduit, 12 volts.
I'm sticking with 6 inches because I don't know any different.
Judges? We got 3 judges on here.
I have no idea.
I know.
You get it right and wrong because I don't know either. Does anyone know on the panel?
How about whatever looks good?
How
Okay.
about it's buried?
How about under a driveway?
Wait, Jesus Christ. Are we just going to ask the same question? It's got to be the same answer.
Driveway? A driveway you're going to put a load on, right? So I don't know. There's NEC rules for this stuff, and I was hoping that somebody on this. I mean, I advertise this as a panel of experts, and now I'm wondering what the heck is going on.
See, I had no idea you advertised.
Yeah,
it as
you're
a
the
panel of
panelist, so you
experts.
know the answer.
I would have recused myself. So what we're doing with I don't know if it's the next AOLP webinar, but we are having a webinar in a month or two with some people who could answer these questions about NEC rules. It sounds like in AOLP, John Higo at Illumicare is the expert. Now he's going to put his little Canadian spin on it, but we're going to be asking a lot of NEC questions to Higo in a couple of months.
Crikey. Oh, sorry. That was Australia. All right. Yeah, we're looking forward to learning more because we got 5 of us and we don't know the answers to some of these. So, Jay, we're going to go ahead and give you 200 lumens for that one just because. So, congratulations.
I earned it.
All right, Zach, you're the man. What's up, man? What question are you looking for? Number one, between 1 and 13.
I'll take 1.
Ooh, really?
I hope it's about lumens.
We'll make it about lumens. So when calculating voltage drop, after multiplying the total wattage on a run by the length of the wire, let me redo. When calculating voltage drop, after multiplying the total wattage on a run by the length of the wire run, what is the constant that you divide by if using 12-2 wire?
Oh, good luck, buddy.
Boy.
Can I call my lifeline?
You get 1 lifeline, and this one's actually worth more. This is a 500 lumen question.
Yeah.
So
One more time.
Ooh.
Mike, something tells me you could hear this question 100 times. You ain't
I
getting
could.
it.
I'm thinking the only thing I do is check the end of the run with the voltage meter and see
Blah,
if I'm good.
Blah blah blah.
You
Hey,
know?
well, that's fine. But what if you're not good? Then the next time you're gonna be like, you know what? Maybe I should calculate this first next time.
I have the calculator to cheat.
So we're gonna give you a couple more seconds.
How about A, B? Do you got an A, B, or C?
Yeah. All right. We'll give you multiple choice. The lumens is gonna go from 500 to only 100 lumens now because
Okay.
when you A, B, C, D. So
That sounds fair.
A 2200, B 7490, C 11,920, and D 18,960.
I'm just gonna say A.
Oh, I'm sorry. You are incorrect. The answer is B 7490. 7490. So you might want to remember that number.
Okay.
So this is actually a way to calculate voltage drop. So you can just go like total wattage. So if you got a bunch of in total wattage, meaning like VA actually, right?
Okay.
So let's say you got 5 watt lights and you've got 10 of them, then you would go 5 times 10, that's 50 watts on the run. And let's say they go out 100 feet, you go 50 times 100. So that's 5,000. And then you would divide that by 7490, and that would give you your voltage drop. So you can figure this out ahead of time. That way you're not like, with LED, this is a lot easier, but I mean, there's still jobs where you're like, man, I don't know if I could just add those 3 lights or not. So then you just know, okay, well, I just figure out like the distance, how many lights, and then you can figure out your wattage or your voltage drop really quick. Now, I do want to clarify too, there's different constants. So this is a constant for 12-2 wire. There's a lower, those constants that I read, A, B, C, D, those are for different gauges of wire.
What are they? What are they, Lee?
Well, I'm going to use my lifeline, my computer right here.
Oh, you got a computer.
Let's go. Drop some knowledge. What are they? What's the 10 gauge constant?
10 gauge constant is 11,920. And the 16 gauge is 2,200. And the 8 gauge is, has anyone ever used 8 gauge? 18,960.
I just had somebody request 8 gauge the other day, man. It's a royal pain in the ass to get your hands on now.
Oh God.
How much is 8 gauge wire? Right?
Yeah, don't even ask. I'd rather buy 4 reels at 10 and use it. It's half the price of 1 reel at 8.
Right.
What if you use 16.2 at the end of the run to get a line through a crack?
Oh, now we're
So
talking
you're
a
using
different
2 different
calculation
gauges.
there.
Am I on the clock?
For 700 lumens.
Fine. Yeah, Jaso, I've got a question for you. I'm running out of time. Can you tell me?
Yeah. We didn't we just say that the 16.2 constant was 2,200?
Yeah, but
That's
you
for
have
the whole
to
run.
do the math
So-
until you get. You use 2 different.
Exactly. You use the calculation twice with your different constants.
We're gonna have to get an engineer on here for that. Next month, I'm getting some real authorities on here, not us.
Hey, whatever happened, Darren? Darren, maybe you know the answer to this question. There was the guys at Page built a little app or a calculator for this, and I want to say they made it pretty easy to do exactly what Chris asked about, to put in multiple gauge sizes. But I don't have the first clue what happened to that program. I feel like somebody bought it and then it just went away.
Yeah, it came out like a couple years ago, right?
I think that dude Vince introduced it like 6 years ago at an AOLP event, and then somebody there, a manufacturer there, bought it, and I haven't seen it since. So maybe it was the guys at Unique or one of the bigger dudes who are just hoarding it for all of their clients now.
So what about if you have a hub or a 3-way connection, and you're splitting off into multiple directions? Is it still the same?
All right.
VA
Okay, I'm gonna
calculation.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you
if
right
we're
now, you can learn all about this by taking the certified low voltage lighting technician test.
I'm taking it this winter.
AOLP.
There you go. It will.
Not,
It will tell you. You will figure out all of that stuff.
for the guys who want me to learn code, I'm going to learn code.
This isn't code, Mike, but it's good enough.
Yeah.
Confessions of Zuzak. But if you're doing a hub like that, it's the same thing. Like the voltage drop, it's not going to tell you, Chris, if you go to a hub and then split out to 3 ones, it's not going to tell you the exact voltage drop of each one because they might be varying lengths, but it will tell you a total number of like, okay, it's going to drop at most 2.5. So you're going to be good no matter what happens as long as you add up all those lengths. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
So,
But it's a shortcut. I mean, could you still?
wasn't the hub? Go ahead.
My bad. So I'm saying, even let's say you're adding and you put a lower, like a 16 off of 10 or whatever, you're adding lights. Could you just hypothetically just test the end of that run with a meter and know that you might have room for another light or two?
Sure. Yeah,
And
you
just
have,
All right. I was
you
just
can.
wondering.
It's just when you're planning this stuff out. If you
Right.
want to make sure you're being efficient with your wire or something like that, and you're like, you could just do it and then test it, make sure it's good. If not, redo it. But if
Right.
you want to just make sure in advance.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
So
gotcha.
I like
whole-
his strategy. Just throw it out there.
Yeah.
If that wire doesn't work, man, just buy some new wire. I got you. Put in another run.
Right.
You know what? That's a good point. I think if everyone just started using 8 gauge, then we wouldn't even have to talk about this stuff.
Yeah.
So
You want
just
to
mention
pay
promo
for
code
that wire?
Landscape Lighting Secrets and go buy from Lighting Boss.
I 8 gauge.
What were you going to say, Darren?
I was just going to say that wasn't the hub system designed so that basically when you pick your midpoint with your main wire run, that all the other fixtures that were running to the hub basically had about the same exact wire length. So theoretically, they would have all exactly the same voltage.
Yeah.
This is going back to the halogen days.
Yeah, you're right. The
Yeah.
thing is, did
Yeah.
everyone do that?
So I don't use the hub. I've
Me either.
always used the T. We've always used the T.
Yeah,
even
just
when
tee
we
off
did
the fixture.
halogen.
I've always
tee
liked
off
the idea.
middle, go to the middle one and backfeed.
Yeah. Darren, that's exactly why the hub system was created. What was to get the exact voltage to every fixture that you have. What I like the hub system for is I'm a big fan of running conduit to a hub so that I know that I have good wire there. From there, splitting off in 5 different directions. If a wire gets cut, no problem. You go back to the hub, add new wine, and put in your fixture. But I always like knowing that I'm virtually guaranteed to have good power going into a central location or a few central locations. So I'm a big fan of utilizing the hub for that reason, because a hub box is easy to find. A junction box is easy to find. So
Right.
if people aren't afraid to run conduit to that hub, you should know that 99.9% of the time you're gonna have good power there, and then it's pretty easy to fix an issue moving forward.
Okay. I can't remember what I was going to say. Oh, yeah, I was going to say, what's up, Eric Jones? You guys make sure you go listen to him. He gets up balls early, so I'll probably never listen to his show, but he's on Turf Set Radio at like 6 or 7 in the morning or something. But East Coast, I'm all for it. So, and by the way, you guys skipped this over. Anthony had a great question here, and you guys are like, oh, let's just talk about lighting and other stuff. What's going on? Come on, Zuzak. Spill the beans.
Oh, I just got some things going on till next month. That's clear. I got to put some things together, and
Mhm.
I'm just doing some things. Just
Come on, this was a perfect chance. Z Products.
the problem. Yeah, I'm just play that. I'm working. There's a whole range of variety of things putting together.
All
And,
right.
I'm trying to be like
and,
Zuzak and put flower pots on top of my fixtures and hope it looks cool, and it hasn't worked yet.
Yeah. Hey, did you end up finding those baskets? Oh, you know where you could find some at was a home. That lady got off some like home thing for like, I don't know, like home decor or some random thing or something.
Home Goods.
Home goods. That's what it is. Yeah.
Is it Home Goods?
Home goods. Yeah. It was home
Yeah.
goods. So I'll have those for sale on next month too. No, I'm just playing. Nah, I'm just playing. No, but yeah.
All
I
right,
got some,
we'll give you a month, and then we're gonna waterboard you or something until you get.
you can do that. It'd be okay.
Did
All
you
right.
break out
I
that
can
V
just-
Ripper today?
Huh?
You break
So
out
what?
that V Ripper today?
I did. I'm gonna put it together, and I got a job coming up. I plan on using it on. Like I said, a lot of people, I'll just make this real quick. A lot of people are worried about cutting stuff, man. Like I said, you can everything. The utilities are pretty much right there next to your, the side of the house. You can follow it, and I'm surprised that there's a lot of lighting people that don't really know how to repair irrigation. So that kind of interests me as far as it's relatively easy to do, and I don't know. That's kind of
Gorilla tape,
interesting,
right?
Huh?
Isn't it just Gorilla Tape?
Yeah, that and some super glue, But
Geo Ripper.
yeah, but I
Man,
can't wait
if
to use it.
you ain't breaking pipes, you ain't digging deep enough.
Look at that.
Process that it's time you checked out the Geo Ripper 6.
All right, check out Geo Ripper. All right, who's up? Darren, I don't think we got to you on the questions yet.
All right, lay it on me.
Number. Just pick one.
I got to pick a number. 11.
Yeah.
11.
Oh, 11. All right, you ready? What is the minimum height for running low voltage bistro lights over a pool?
Ooh, we just talked about this the other
I've
day.
seen it too. I've seen it on a post.
I think it's 12 foot, but it's supposed to be higher. Are we talking 12 volt or 120 volt?
12 volt, low volt.
12 volt? 12 volt?
Yep.
I think it's 12 foot.
I think you're right.
Ding, 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 ding.
Here's the thing. I think I read that article like 5 times because at first it said 12 feet. And then like
it
the
said
next
22
paragraph is
foot.
25. Yeah, 22 and a half and 25. So as long as you said one of those answers, I was going to give you, a couple hundred lumens. So congratulations. Don't spend all your lumens in one spot. All right.
There you go.
Yeah, that's the thing that's so confusing about a lot of NEC codes and everything else. Sometimes you kind of find the answer that you want to find, right?
That's well said. By the way, the answer I wanted to find was just stop doing bistro lighting, people.
Really? Why?
No way.
Oh,
Oh God, I can't.
Wait, you don't sell any? Is that why?
No, we sell a ton of it. I just hate it.
What do you hate about it?
Yeah.
Bistro light. I'm old school, man. See the light, not the source. That's me.
Well,
There are
It's so
exceptions to that
hot
rule.
right now, Jeff.
Bistro lighting to me ain't that exception.
Well, I'm with you. So I actually hate it too, but I don't hate the fact that it's such a revenue generating
Yeah.
beast. I mean, everyone freaking wants bistro lights. So throw that up for ads and everything. Then when you get there, sell them a $20,000 landscape lighting job that happens to have 3 strands of bistro. I hate it too. But
That happened to me last week. A lady called. I have a picture of Bistro Lights, one of my ads. She called backyard. I was like, "What about the front here?" She's like, "That's pretty old. $12,000 job because of a Bistro Lighting picture."
that's
So
awesome.
I'm all about it. I'll take Bistro Lights all day.
Right? Yeah, that's
right.
I feel the same way about Zuzak lighting up those pool cages, man, with colors. Like people love that shit. I want to choke a baby when I see it, but like people love it.
Hey,
sorry. We're going to have to take
did you guys
this.
see that today? Did you
Go ahead.
go, Darren.
guys see that today on there where somebody posted about they were having some issues with the Haven lighting, like this on those cages?
Fits.
Did you see
That was in Landscape Lighting Secrets. Yeah.
What do you say?
Yeah. Did you see that? That looked to me like it was lightning.
With the water coming in?
It wasn't. Did you see? No, they had those up-down lights
Yeah.
from Haven, the color changing, And she said that they had blown like a bunch of them, and like the boards looked like they were cooked. It looked like lightning.
It was from
Oh,
water.
It was water.
I talked to Chris today, the
So
Haven owner.
so those fixtures, they're not watertight.
So they're
Supposed to be.
when they made the product, they came out. It got kind of rushed, and the seal's bad, and so they've ordered all new seals. Anything new coming out has a different cap on it. But they said 35 of the 3,000 that went out have been bad, but they're going to replace all the seals anyway. So because I just sold an order right before
Wow.
that for Haven Lighting, I'm like, hey man, I'm a little concerned about this. So we'll see what happens. I know it's been a big pain in the butt for Fitz.
Yeah. Yeah.
Darren,
That just
are
seemed
you-
like I was just like, good.
the one that was lightning was Chris's up in New York, and that was a lightning strike where it blew out
Oh
all
yeah.
sorts of stuff.
That's crazy.
That was-
Oh yeah.
Fitz from Sarasota.
That shit happens all the time, man.
yeah, it was
Yes.
Fitz.
No.
See, I want to be like
Yeah, it
Darren and
was.
have enough lights in the ground that happens all the time.
Let me just say this
It
too, when
does.
we're on the
Every
subject.
year you can figure on.
Oh, sorry, we got a delay. Go, Darren.
You're good now. I was just saying that we're good for probably 5 systems every year, brand new,
From
Well,
lighting.
because of lightning damage, yeah.
easily.
Well, And this came up in the group. Make sure if you guys have a property that got hit by lightning, we probably did 15 systems a year in Texas because there was so much lightning. And at first we didn't know like what, okay, yeah, lightning hits. And the thing is, it doesn't take out an entire system sometimes. Sometimes it's like, it'll hit and like blow a transformer or not even the transformer sometimes and like just take out half the lights. So we just replaced the half the lights. Well, then like every other week we're back to replacing the light. So when you get a lightning strike, make sure you make them file a claim with their insurance and replace the whole system. Treat it as a brand new install because we got burned and people were like, man, you guys should know this stuff. And I just didn't know that. So make sure you guys know if it's lightning, you just got a brand new cell. You might have to meet the adjuster there and show him like what's going on or whatever. But every manufacturer out there, well, no manufacturer is going to warranty something because of lightning, and all of them will help you go to bat if there's a problem getting it approved.
I think the customer that I had it done, they got it covered under appliances through homeowners insurance, like stove and appliances, stuff like that. They got it covered under.
Yeah, it's usually not a problem.
Christian
Everyone,
Waugh just sent a text.
yeah, good job, Chris.
Well,
I mean,
we were talking about that in our last webinar, right? And the fact that I know there are surge protection products out there specifically for landscape lighting. I just don't have any experience with them. I couldn't tell you if they're worth a damn or not.
well, here's the thing. Like Garden Light has surge protectors built inside their fixtures, transformer, and all that stuff. That is not lightning, though. Lightning is a beast that will blow everything out. So, even if you have lightning protection, I'm pretty sure lightning can, like people have those rods and stuff like that. I think it can kind of do what it wants. So I just know when it comes to landscape lighting, if you have a client, then you can tell that if you get there and more than 1 or 2 lights is out, there was some type of surge. Like these lights don't just go out in huge bulks like that. So make sure they understand, educate them on it, and just get a brand new system.
Yeah, I guess how would you know if the surge protection or lightning protector actually worked? Because your fixtures didn't go out. Like, how would you know? How would you really test those things to see if they truly worked? Because it's Garden Light has surge protection, Page has surge protection, Nightscaping just came up with some surge protection, so it's out there. But how do you know that it works? Like your system.
Yeah.
Like, how do you know if there was a lightning strike close enough that would have taken it out? You just don't.
Well, I think that if lightning was close enough and it was going to take it out, none of that stuff even matters, to be honest.
Yeah.
That's
How do
that's
we not
what
have a source to take lightning and power batteries yet? It's so powerful. Like we should be able to harness lightning.
Yeah. I just know like it's those surge protectors are designed more for like everyone's Like it's 99 degrees still in Utah right now. It's crazy hot. As everyone's AC powers on and off kind of together, there's surges going on. If I put a voltmeter in my outlet right here, I guarantee it's not going to always be 110, 120, 120. Like it's constantly changing. So those spikes where it goes up to maybe 150, 160 and stuff like that. That's what it's meant to, is absorb those shocks that prevent it to go into the LED so that it doesn't shorten the life of the LED.
You get 200 lumens.
Hey. All right. Okay. So, let's see. What color changing fixtures you guys using? FX, Alliance, Brilliance.
Z Flex. I'll give you that.
Oh, what's up now? Here we go.
Hey.
Here we go.
Uh,
Here we go.
I'll give you that. That's it. That's all you get.
500 lumens.
There you go.
Good job, Zuzak.
All right.
You guys have to keep track of your own lumens, by the way.
I like Zuzak's answer, but I'll answer Bill. I'll say, man, it's different strokes for different folks. There's no perfect solution out there. So there are a bunch of good solutions. You just have to determine the application and what you're most comfortable with. All those ones that you mentioned are good. Haven's really good. Z Flex gonna be outstanding. No, there's a bunch of different options, but nobody has it perfect. Just like nobody's got a perfect standard fixture. There ain't no perfect spotlight or perfect pathway light. There's no such thing.
You know what it breaks down to, I think, as far as installers, it's the customer service, man. It's a customer service relationship between the manufacturer, the rep, and the contractor. I mean, as long as they're reliable and it keeps to their word and stuff like that, replaced warranty is a big issue. As long as you can warranty something and not cause a problem, let the contractor make his money and fix whatever, deal with the problems afterwards. Then I think that's great.
Yeah, I mean, we're all going to agree on customer service, of course. But like the problem that like Fitz was having was like they're not like running away from the problem. Like they're going to take care of him, right. But he still had to go back and replace fixture after fixture after fixture.
Right.
So to me, it's not just about customer service; it's about quality. And honestly, my opinion on that type of technology, I mean, there's a lot that goes into it. And so for me, I'm like a simplify guy. If I can, I'm looking for ways to grow and scale my business. And it may not be the best lighting design because maybe I'm not coming up with this and that and the other, but I can easily train a sales guy. It may not have the coolest technology or whatever, able to turn it on and off, whatever, but I'm also getting less service calls and I can scale a business that way. So, but that's why I gave Ryan applause for his answer, because different strokes for different folks. I mean, right. I don't expect everyone to want to grow their business the way I grew mine. Unless you want to make a shit ton of money, then then I think you do want to grow it like mine, right? But it depends on what you want to do. If you want to be in your business forever, if you want to hire technicians, you want to do all this, then it's what you want to do.
My answer for Bill depends a lot on the situation. Certain situations call for, like, I really care about the color saturation. I'm lighting these trees and I want them to be the brightest red I can get. That's what the customer cares about. So then I'm going to lean more towards Haven, or I want the more dependable option that's been around longer. Like, it costs more, but to me that's FX. What's the control situation? Like, are you going to use Bluetooth to control it? Is it mostly going to be blue and then occasionally it's going to be red and green, or is it going to be constantly pre-programmed? If there's a great Wi-Fi connection, then maybe, and I want to do drop-ins, like I'm retrofitting, I could use the Brilliance Chameleon. But if Wi-Fi spotty, like I'm running the hell away from that product as fast as I can, and I want something that's going to be wired into the transformer. So the answer really depends on what the customer wants, what the applications and situation, because there are benefits to any of the color changing options.
True.
And we want to use the right one for the right situation.
I guess it's true, especially just depending on the customer's budget, really. So if they want color options, they want the best, then they're going to have to pay for the best. And they want a little bit cheaper, then it is what it is. You go.
Yeah, great point. Great point. All right, Chris, you are back up on the we got one more round of questions for you guys.
Number 2.
All right, number 2. Are you ready?
Hope it's a
What-
sales question.
That's a different one. No, for some reason, this is all like technical stuff. I don't even know why. I
I
hate
was
tech.
going to say I'm better at those sales questions. Too.
Next month, it's all sales. No, I was trying to give myself a break, All right. What is the maximum amperage you can load a 300 watt transformer?
Maximum amperage.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I worded that right or not, but yeah, what's the maximum amps that a 300 watt transformer can handle?
Well, doesn't it depend on the VA? I know I'm not
Are
going
we
to go
talking
more-
primary or
more-
secondary?
You can only ask. You can only ask if I can use it in a sentence or the country of origin.
Oh Jesus!
What's the country of origin?
Uh, well, it's not so much. It has to do with what the transformer can handle. So there's a number between 1 and 10 that a 300 watt transformer can handle in terms of amps.
I know
So-
the answer.
Okay, Lifeline. He's got a Lifeline, Chris. If you want to use it.
Yeah, I'll use my lifeline. I don't know the answer. 5 amps.
Okay, Darren.
No, less. 2.5.
He got it. 2.5 amps.
So you
So-
take the wattage divided by 120, and that equals your amperage.
Oh,
So if it's a
cool.
300, you
Wattage
divide it by 120, it's 2.5. A 600 is 5, and 900 is 7.
We talked about this week.
Next
man.
question.
Yeah, man. How many? He gets like 1,000 points. You guys can split that up, so 500 each. It's 5,000 or 500 lumens each. So the reason why I wanted to ask this question is because we talked about like loading up a transformer, and it's like, and we want to go 80%, so that's 240 watts on a 300 watt transformer. So you would think like, well, if I put under 300 watts, then I'm good. But do you guys know? And Darren, actually, let me ask you: how is it that you can exceed the amperage of a 300 watt transformer, even though you're not exceeding necessarily the wattage?
Voltage drop. Wire.
Yeah.
Wire in the ground.
Yeah, because if you have like, this is where like
I've seen it happen on Malibu systems before, where these people have hooked up all these lights to like old freaking Malibu systems and literally melted the cover right off of the wire.
oh
Catch
gosh,
the mulch on fire.
yeah.
Seen it.
So yeah, you can. I mean, if let's say you do an install and you get the wire quote from JSO and you're like, shit, I ain't paying that for 12.2. I'm just going to use 16 on this job. And then you put it in and you're like, oh, well, yeah, it turns on. It's fine. And then you leave and then you come back and the house is gone because it caught on fire. It's because you were putting too many lights on too thin of strand of cable, basically is what it's going to come down to.
Think of it.
Who's
Think of it.
lighting?
I was always taught to think of it as a pipe with water running through it. Smaller the pipe, the more the friction. Larger the pipe, the less.
So Darren, would you say, is it 2.5? It's 2.5 amps on the primary, 25 amps on the secondary. Is that?
So
Am I
it's
saying that
2.5. Well, I think most of your transformers are, I believe they are 20 amp breakers inside. If
I'm pretty sure they're 25.
Correct.
I'm pretty sure they're 25.
That's not on my
Could
agenda.
be 25.
Yeah,
So that's on the
yeah,
secondary side. So
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because I was gonna say 25 is the answer, and
and it's
guess
it's very easy to check it too on the secondary side. You can just put an amp meter right on like the loop or like where the photo eye bypass is, and you can check the overall load on the transformer.
Yep.
How often do you do that, Darren?
If we're talking an average, just basic system, rare. But if we get into some massive, projects with multiple transformers and they're large, more when it was halogen, less when it's LED.
Yeah.
You got to remember, a lot of us started with the halogen side, so voltage drop was a major thing. You know, melting wire and catching outlets and transformers on fire was huge back in the day. But, you know, you don't really see that much problem now. You see more problems from the secondary breakers kicking, tripping out because you've got a bad LED driver somewhere in the system, you know.
Well,
Good
guys,
question.
let me piggyback off of what Darren said, Mike, real quick. Where you really want to do it on every project, you want to
You
test
should.
the amperage right off the bat, and you want to jot down that amperage. You want to chart it, because when you go do maintenance later on, if your amperage is much higher than it was initially, then you know there's a nick in the wire somewhere, or something funky is going on. Usually it's a nick in the wire. So that's why it makes sense to test it on all projects.
Question.
Great point. I'm lazy
Question.
like Karen, but yeah.
The NEC code guidelines.
I'm worried about
right?
the money. Ryan told me to worry about the money.
Yeah.
Was the codes that they have now, like the NEC guidelines, is that passed on from halogen, or is that now for LED?
Okay, so you're talking about code that was not written for low voltage landscape lighting.
No, I mean whatever's out now, is that current, or is that just followed from the halogen days, or is that, you know what I mean?
Well, the National Electric Code changes every year.
Oh, okay.
So they update it every year. I'll tell you who you want to talk to about this. Paul Goslin.
Yeah, he wrote that book, right?
Paul knows the NEC. Paul knows a lot about the NEC, way more than I ever care to know.
Paul, are you here? Sometimes he jumps on. He might be on.
Well, Paul's going to help moderate that webinar about professional standards and NEC code, but he even said that he hasn't really boned up on it in the last 15 years or so.
Great.
But yeah, that's why we got Higo, who seems to be the expert in here. But yeah, Mike, it's not dealing with LED versus halogen. It's wattage and VA amperage. However you arrive there, whether it's through LED or halogen, it doesn't matter. So it's not really focused on the difference
It's just a
between
light
the
source. Yeah.
Yep.
I got a question for the panel.
They said code changes every 3 years.
Other than the flexibility, is there a reason that low voltage wire is stranded?
That's the main reason, is the flexibility of it.
So, but non-stranded wire, the regular like Romex, will do just as good a job transmitting low voltage power. It's not going to hurt anything. It's just harder.
It does better. Yeah, it transmits it better than stranded. Yep,
You got the guy right here that puts in those little puts in all those mini halo or those mini well lights and uses building wire on that stuff, solid core all the time in those cracks and stuff.
I've changed it to 16 gauge now. I've changed the wire.
Have you?
Yeah.
Have
Why?
you noticed a difference in the voltage?
Not really. I'm not gonna lie, not really. I just used it because it's easier to work with. When I was first taught, I was taught with that, and I didn't know any better, so at the same time, someone turned me on to use the 16 gauge wire that I started getting from JSO, and then I was like, I just liked it better, but I didn't really see I haven't had any problems as far as drop so far.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I think isn't the bigger issue the coating of the cable that you're using? Like, you want to make sure that you're using something like the 16 gauge is great, but I don't know the answer to this. Is it fine to use, or is it going to corrode over time?
It just has to be direct burial rated. That's it. So you can use a building wire, a THWN, that's direct burial rated. Yeah. So he could definitely use a solid building wire for that, or he could use a stranded low voltage cable. In his case, a 16 gauge direct burial. landscape lighting cables. Yeah,
Because
as long as it's direct burial rated, you're good.
That's key, and I think that's what I wanted to get out there was make sure it's direct burial rated.
Yeah, I was using that THW and stuff, but I read up on it. It's kind of like it's like damp rated or something like that. Like you can get it damp, but not like or
But so
whatever.
what are you using now? Is it stranded or solid?
It's still stranded, but I'm using 16 gauge, so just landscape wire, lighting wire. So it's just
Like the lamp cord?
He's using
Nah.
stranded now.
stranded.
Yeah, it's just it's your typical landscape lighting 16 gauge
still-
stranded
it's-
cable.
And are you having a problem getting that in the pavers and stuff like that?
No, actually, that's what I was kind of afraid of, but no, it fits fine. It fits just as easy. If I use especially since I've been using the bigger blade, that 7-inch on my grinder, I'm able to, I'm able to shave it a little bit wider if I need to be, and but it's not like too much extra work. It's just basically cleaning it out. But yeah, I like it. I like it a lot better. So I've been using that from now on.
Cool. I think that's good info right there.
Just start using that Geo Ripper to route it out.
I will.
Yeah, then you can use the 8-gauge wire in there. It'll be perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, Jay, so we got one more question for you.
Yeah, that's good because I got about one more minute. Let's go with 13.
13. Do another one.
12.
Do another one.
10.
Well, let's do 12. Let's do 12. All right. Other than the fixture lead, what is the minimum wire gauge you can run off of a 300-watt transformer?
What's the minimum wire gauge you can run off of it?
This is a 1,000 lumen question.
I believe the answer is 14 gauge because of the amperage.
I have no idea what the answer is.
I think because of the amperage. I
There
think
is
if you
no-
go
I was gonna
lower,
say, that's a trick.
I think if you go lower than 14 gauge, they won't recognize the amperage if a power surge if there's a problem and the breaker won't trip, and then something's going to catch on fire. So that's why that's the minimum you should use from what I have been told.
I think that, so again, I'm going to go with it. You are right and give you the 1,000 lumens because it was still it'll still turn on, but that's what it has to do with. It has to do with when there's a short nap fixture, it'll go back and flip that breaker so that it doesn't keep sending power and just cause a fire at that fixture.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Let's just go with 14. But again, this full disclaimer, we have no idea what we're talking about.
I think that's a CLVLT question.
Big time.
I
So
think
ready?
that's a trick question.
You don't think it's minimum?
Vince Nalletti will have the dead on answer for this thing. I don't know if that guy's still alive or not, but
Why is it a trick question, Darren?
Because I don't ever remember hearing from any manufacturers the gauge that you should, but we never go anything below a 12 coming out of the box.
Well, yeah, but just because a manufacturer doesn't say it doesn't mean jack. It's kind of like us talking tonight. It doesn't mean jack. So, like, I think that there's NEC code that says, I think there is a code against this, and I just don't know exactly what it is. I'm going to give Jaso the points because I think it might be 14.
yeah. So like if you're using a 150 watt transformer where you have a 15 amp breaker on the secondary side, you can go smaller. But when you have the 25 amp breaker, there's something about it not recognizing on a gauge that's too small. So yeah, I'd love to pick Vince's brain one of these days. If whenever Page is done effing the whole entire world, I'd love to hear back from them.
Well, and I think a lot of guys will put fuses in line with their fixtures to help prevent that when they're using that smaller wire.
Yeah, that's interesting. I'd be interested to talk to somebody who does that too.
Yeah, when I say a lot of guys, I can't think of any right now, but it's huge.
Everyone's doing it.
There's like a ton of a lot of just it's crazy. Okay, who's up, Zuzak? I think it's you. What number?
3. Was 3 taken?
Let's find out. Okay, true or false? Because it is low voltage and LED, wiring a transformer to its maximum wattage capacity is not a problem.
False.
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
Darren, do you agree?
I agree.
All right, we kind of already touched base on that one. And then Darren, you're the last question. Which one you want?
Last one. 8.
8. Okay, I got you. True or false? As long as you use direct burial cable, it is not necessary to bury the cable underneath mulch.
This is actually true because it's got a UV protectant and it does not have to be direct buried.
Is that your final answer?
That's my final answer.
I can't
Come on,
imagine
man.
that being true.
Oh, jeez.
Darren.
6 inches, baby. We had a guy in
Okay.
Texas.
Where did
That
we
was-
come up with 6 inches?
The NEC doesn't know their ass from the hole in the ground, but it's 6 inches.
right?
6 inches is fine.
It's 6 inches so that in theory we don't burn the place up when mulch gets dry.
I thought they changed. I thought I saw a post about they changed that or something like that. I don't know.
You know, like Ryan alluded to earlier, sometimes you see what you want to see in those codes, and
Right.
there was an amendment to whatever, an addendum that addressed that, but no, the answer is you still got to be 6 inches at all times, and the reason is to suffocate, take all the oxygen away from any fire that might start. A fire won't start 6 inches below the ground, but it'll start at the surface.
Is there a requirement for conduit going up into a transformer?
I believe so. For that reason, I would say for that reason.
I would think so too, but I don't know if there's actual written code for it.
It looks better.
Oh yeah. You can always tell when a guy just started.
Yeah.
All right,
Well-
guys. I think we've reached our limit. So I've got some more questions. We'll reserve them for next month. But what did you guys think? Thanks for coming on here. It's cool to chat and hang out.
Yeah.
Good company.
Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah, I like this group of guys. And Anthony's going to get his answer soon enough. He's going to have to be patient.
Yeah.
Well, he kind of did. So I mean, you know,
He got a little bit. That's
got a little.
he got a little cracker.
Yeah,
You know.
exactly. Give him a little something.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ryan, that was fun, man. Thanks for putting this together.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Thanks for staying up late. And I know you should have already been in bed by now, but and that is another episode. The first episode of what was I calling it? I think it was called Light It Right. Light It Right.
See you guys.
All right, guys. You guys have a good night. We'll see you
Later.
when we see you later.
Later.
So much fun. I love landscape lighting.
Let's go.
It's the best.